Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. Today I am here in front of you taking a new chapter from a rapid reader. Name of the chapter is The Happy Prince. The rapid reader book of class 9. Name of the book is what Moments, and name of the chapter is The Happy Prince. This is a story, a very nice story. You heard that story several times. Some of you have got this one in other earlier classes also. It is there in class 7, it is there in some syllabus, it is there in class 6, class 5. Here it is given in your rapid reader. A very important and interesting story. It is about the suffering of people. It is about the two class of people in this world. One is the rich class people, another one is poor class people. One class is those who live upper standard life, and those who live below poverty line. About these two groups, the story is all about. As it is a rapid reader, we are no need to go to line by line discussion. I am going to tell you the story as a whole. It is a very interesting story. I hope all of you will listen. And the last words, whatever is there in this chapter, while my discussion, I will tell you the meanings also of those last words. So let's start. Before starting, it is written that a happy prince was a beautiful statue. Happy prince, he was not alive actually. It was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. The body of the statue was covered with gold. He had sapphires for eyes. Some costly, precious stones were used in his eyes, and a ruby in his sword, and another kind of costly stone. The ruby is also used in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? Why? Why did he want to spend all the gold what are there on his body and the precious stones also were used in his eyes and on his soul? The story is all about that. So let us start the story. In a city, on a high column, on a high place, a statue was erected. A statue was made, and the statue was the statue of a prince. Prince, do you understand? Prince, the son of the king. So here also the statue which was erected, which was created on a tall tower, on a high place. It was the statue of a prince. And the name has been given as Happy Prince because when he was alive, he was very happy. He did not understand what poverty is. Now he is there in a tall place in the city, and he can see whatever is going on in the city. The story starts with a small bird swallow. The bird wants to go to Egypt. The weather has changed. The area where the bird lives. Winter has arrived. So the bird wants to go to Egypt. Already his other friends have reached Egypt, and the bird also wants to go to Egypt. So he started flying to go to Egypt. After flying and flying, when night came, so he came in the city of the Happy Prince and thought that though it is night time, let me take rest here. When the morning will start, once again I start flying. He found that tall statue and thought that so lucky I am. The bird was thinking that he was so lucky. Because why? Because he got a golden bag first looking. See the body of the statue, because all over the body it was gold. The whole body of the statue was covered with gold. and two sapphires, that is costly stones, were used in place of eyeballs, and another type of costly stone was used on the handle of the sword of the prince. To seeing everything, the god was thinking that so lucky I am because I have got a golden bed for sleeping. So he was ready to sleep in between the two laps of the statue of the prince. Suddenly, when he had kept his head under his wings for sleeping, suddenly he felt a drop of water on his head. He was shocked because it was not the rainy season. He looked at the sky, there also no cloud was there, rainfall was also not taking place. So he was surprised from where this water came. Then once again he was ready to sleep. Second time one more drop he felt. Then he woke up to see from where the water drops are coming. When he woke up and he stood, he had seen that waters are dropping from the eyes of the happy prince. The god felt sorry for the happy prince. He started asking what happened. Why are you crying? Why the tears are coming out of your eyes? You are looking so rich. Your body is covered with precious metal, that is gold. Sapphires are there in place of your eyeballs. Ruby is there on the handle of your sword. You should be happy. Why are you crying? Why the teardrops are dropping from your eyes? Then the prince started telling. He said that when I was alive, I never felt what poverty is. I never understood how poor people live their life. But now, standing in the middle of the city, standing on the tall tower, I can see each and every one of the city, and I realize that the people in my city are suffering very much. When I was there in my palace with my friends, with my parents, I didn't realize people outside my palace, people in the city, how much problem they have. Now, standing here alone, I can see everything, and that is bringing tears in my eyes. Because when I had the capability to do something, I didn't see all those things. But now, I don't have any capability. I am a statue only. I can't do anything. And now I can see all those things. So my heart wants to help them, but I don't have the capability to help them. The god Swal, he was also a kind-hearted god. He said, yes, it is true. He was agreed with the king. He thought that the prince was so happy, so good, so kind-hearted, so honest. Listening to the story, the night was over. The next morning, the god went to the sea to bath, returned to the statue of the happy prince to take him goodbye. To say that, friend, I am going to Egypt, my friends are going to. When he came and said the thing to the statue of the happy prince, the prince requested to stop here with him for one night only. He requested the swallow and said to him, please stay one night with me. The god was also a kind-hearted one, so he could not deny the invitation of the happy prince and stayed with him for that night. Then the god asked, you requested me to stay with you. What can I do for you? What to do? What should I do in this particular night? Then the prince said, in a heart, in this city, far away from here, I can see. You also may come here. Through my eyes, you can see a boy is there. He is suffering from fever, and he is sleeping on the bed. Near to his bed, one lady is there. she is decorating, she is embroidering some design on some gown. The boy is asking his mother to give him oranges, but the lady did not have anything to give her son. She had only water, and that water was also river water, not purified, not good water. That was the only thing she had in her house. The prince felt sorry for that boy and for the lady. He wanted to help the boy and the lady. The dress which she was embroidering, it was the dress of the maid of the princess. Next day, there is a program in the courtyard, and the maid has to wear this dress, embroidered dress. She had to attend the party with this embroidered dress, and she had given this one in the hands of the lady to embroider. The lady was weak because she had not taken food, and adding to that, her son was also ill. So she was working on the gowns slowly. What happened? The prince told the sword, "You please do one thing. You take out the rabi, what is there on the handle of my sword. You take out this one and give it to the lady. Selling this costly stone, she can buy something for her son. She will be happy. She will get something also for to eat, and after eating, she can do her work easily." The bird agreed to do this. He had taken the rabbit from the handle and started to go there. It was in a far area from the statue. He started flying to go there. On his way, what he had seen, the maid whose dress the lady was embroidering, she was in the courtyard, in the veranda of her house with her lover, and they were discussing about the dress. They were saying that whether the lady will be able to deliver the dress in time before the program. So listening to that, the bird flew. He went to the house where the lady was sleeping near to her ill son. So she felt sleepy. She did not have anything to eat. She did not have anything to give to her son. So she felt sleepy. She slept near to her son. And when the bird reached the place, what it had seen that the small boy who was suffering from fever, he was turning towards right sometimes, he was turning towards left sometimes, because he was feeling hungry and he was feeling hot also. On his body, fever was there. Reaching the place, what the swallow had done, he had kept the piece of rabbit, what he had taken from Prince, so kept on the table. Near to what? Near to the thing with which the lady sews. That means when they sew not to hurt their fingers, they use something made of wax. Near to that, he had kept the rabbit. And when he kept the rabbit, he had found that the lady is also sleeping and the boy is turning right and left to the side. So what he had done, he went to the head of the boy and started fanning with her wings on the head of the boy to give him some comfort. Getting the air from her wings, the boy also felt comfortable. He started thinking that I am getting better. He didn't see the part, he just thought that I am getting better. After getting the wind, after getting the fan from the swallow's beak. So keeping that one, he came back to happy place. When the lady woke up, she had seen the rabbit, she became so happy. And selling that, she got fruits, she got edible things for her also and for her son also. God came to the happy prince, the statue of the happy prince, and told the story. So there we can understand that the God was so kind-hearted, because when it had seen the boy was suffering, the God had given air on the head of the boy of his own. Actually, Happy Prince didn't tell him to give air, but because of his kindness, he had given air. He told the story to the Happy Prince, and Happy Prince became happy. The next morning, once again, the God was ready to leave for Egypt. And once again, Happy Prince requested him, swallow, please, you stay one more night with me. The God was so kind-hearted, he could not deny the request. Once again, he stayed. And in that night, the Happy Prince told him, see, another example. Another boy is there, no? He is there at the top of a house, in a small room, top of the building, in a small room, he is there. And he is writing, he is busy in writing something. He had to complete one play for the director. Drama, Fleming's drama, he is writing a drama. He is a writer actually. And if he can complete the drama, then only he will get money from the producer or the director. Maybe. If he is unable to complete, then he will not get the money. So he was in tension. He was very busy in writing, but he did not have anything to eat. He did not have anything to take. That's why he was feeling weak, too much weak he was. The Happy Prince told the swallow that, you do one thing, I want to help this young man. The swallow said, yes, we want to help you. Tell me how to help. The Happy Prince told him that you take out one of my eyes. That means the costly stones that we used in place of eye was. The prince told the meeting bird swallow that he take out one of my eyes and give it to that young man. The swallow said, no, I cannot do this. With the help of his eyes, no, you can see the sorrows of the people. How can you tell me to take this one? How I cannot. And once again, the Happy Prince started requesting the little bird swallow. Then he could not deny the request. So he had taken out one eyeball and started flying to go to that place. Now that boy who was writing, he was feeling very weak. He sat on the table. His head was covered with this, and he kept his head on the table. Out of weakness, he was unable to do anything. When the bird swallow reached the place, through the roof he entered. One gap was there. The boy did not have money also to reconstruct the roof. So one gap was there. The bird entered into the house through the gap. The boy did not listen the sound. Why? Because his head was covered by his hand. So he did not listen to the sound when the bird entered into his house. And some flowers were there on his table. Water flower, that is used flower that had pale flowers, was plucked 2-3 days earlier and kept on his table. He could not complete his work. That's why he could not come out. He plucked new flowers, honor flowers, used flowers were there, pale flowers were there, and he kept the sapphire, that is costly stone, taken out from the eye, from one of the eyes from the prince near to that flowers. And then he went out of the house and came to the Happy Prince. And told him the story how he entered and what he had seen there. The boy, when he woke up, he found that sapphire. He became very happy. He realized that he understood that some of his admirers, that is, he writes play, he thought that some of his admirers who loved his stories much, who loved his dramas much, one of them might have given him the gift because of his knowledge. So he was very happy getting that. He told that he got some firewood also to catch fire in his house, to make himself warm, to give warmth to his body, and got some edible things also which he can eat. And then he got strength in his body and he started writing. Seeing his condition, the Happy Prince was very happy. that night was over. The next morning, once again, the swallow was ready to go to the Egypt. And when they say to the happy prince that today you allow me to go, the prince was requesting once again, please, once more you stay. The swallow, kind-hearted swallow, like you all guys, you are also kind-hearted. The swallow was also kind-hearted. Like what he thought. He agreed with the prince and said that okay, I'll stay with you for this matter. Next morning, please don't stop me. I have to go. What happened? That night, when the next night came, that night, Happy Prince told the swallow that in the street near to a next girl is there. She used to sell matchsticks. She had come out of her house, keeping matchsticks in her hand to sell them in the market. But she had slipped on the way, and all her matchsticks had fallen in the gutter. All are now wet. Nobody will buy this, and when she will return to her house, her father will beat her. She will be scolded by her father. I don't want to see this. You please go and help. And one more thing is the girl doesn't have equipment, doesn't have slippers, shoes in her legs. She is barefoot. She is walking on the road in cold winter with barefoot. Nothing is there in her foot. She was feeling so cold. So you please go and take out one more sapphire from my eyes and give it to her. The bird was not willing to take the rest, the only one sapphire which remained in the eyes of the happy prince. But the happy prince asked him again and again, and the bird agreed to take this one out. He took this one out and flew to the girl who was crying, sitting near the gutter, sitting near the drain where her matchsticks have fallen. So the bird, while flying, came very low and came near the hand of the girl and threw this sapphire in her hand. She became very happy seeing this. She thought that somebody has gifted him, or God had gifted him suddenly from here. It has come in her hand. So she became very happy and started running towards her house with happy mood. Seeing that the bird was happy, and he came to the prince and told the story. The prince was very happy. Now the prince was ready to say goodbye to the swallow. He said, now you can go. You helped me a lot. Whatever I said you did. Now you can go. Tomorrow morning you are allowed to go. But you see how kind-hearted the swallow was. So honest, so kind-hearted, so good the swallow was. He said, no my friend, I have understood that you are a good man, you are a good statue, and now you don't have your eyes. I'll be there with you always. I'll see in place of you, whatever you were watching, in place of you, I'll see, and I'll tell you the stories of everything. Now, when the bird started telling stories, then the happy prince stopped him and said, you please don't make stories, or don't tell me stories of other lands, other wonderlands, wonder stories. You tell me the stories of my area. When I was alive, I was there in the boundary of my palace. I was enjoying everything. I have never seen people outside the gate of my house. They are waiting in lines to get something from my palace. But now, standing here, I was watching everything. Presently, I don't have the eyes. I have donated those. So please you tell me the stories of the suffering people in my city. The swallow started telling him the stories. How people are suffering, how they are living in winter season without warm clothes. Rich people were wearing furry clothes, but poor people, they don't have the money. They cannot buy clothes. They were wandering in the winter. Even one story he said, so sad story, took place in the city of the happy prince. Two boys, they did not have warm clothes. They slept
very close to each other. They caught each other. Why? To give warmth to each other's body under a bridge. But suddenly the watchman came and he said, "This is not the place for sleeping, you go out." And both the boys started running in the rain. They didn't have raincoat even. They didn't have cloths in their body. So they were facing a lot of problems. Watchman was bound to do this because his master had told him to do this. The rich men, they were not realizing the sorrows and griefs of these old people. All those stories, the swallow started telling him day by day what was happening in the city, and he was telling the prince. Then the prince requested the swallow and said him that, "You do one thing, my friend, you do one thing. You take pieces of gold from my body and donate those pieces of gold to the needy people, to the poor people." Listening to the happy prince, the bird started doing the same thing. The bird started plucking or started taking out piece of gold, and whenever he had seen a poor boy, poor family, poor girl, poor lady, poor man suffering from a lot of problems, he used to donate this one somehow, this way or that way. He used to give golds to them, and by selling that gold, they used to fulfill their needs. They used to live a happy life. Seeing that, the bird used to become happy, and when he used to tell the story to the statue of happy prince, the prince also used to become happy. So gradually what happened, a time came when all the golds from the body of the prince finished. Now nothing was there to donate. The body of the statue became odd looking, pale. People were not interested to look at the body. Earlier it was covered with gold, eyes were of sapphire stones, on the handle of the sword it was ruby, but now nothing is there. It is very odd looking, so people were not looking at that. But the swallow was very interested, because his heart and the heart of the happy prince, that means the statue of the happy prince, was equal, the same. Why? Because both of them were kind hearted. So when everything was over, and the bird also felt a bit ill, a bit weak, he thought that means the time has come, he cannot leave now. He tried to make himself warm, entering into a bakery without the knowledge of the baker. He had warmed his body and returned back. Then also he realized that no, time has come, that I have to die, my time has finished. Then he told the happy prince that the time has come, I am going to die, I want to kiss your hand, because this is the last time and I enjoyed my life here with you. Now I am going to die, please allow me to kiss your hand. The happy prince said, "No, my friend, you are allowed to kiss my lips. I love you too much. You did a lot for me, and your heart is also very good. I am allowing you to kiss my lips." The bird went up and kissed in the lips of the happy prince statue and fell down as dead body near the legs, near the feet of the statue. The moment when the bird fell near the feet of the statue, a cracking sound came from inside the statue. The cracking, that means sound of breaking, came out. It was like something is breaking. And suddenly what happened? The heart, what was there inside the statue, it has broken. Next morning, the mayor of the city, mayor, understand, in small cities we say town commissioner, town committee. The person who leads this town committee, he is the commissioner, and he had some other members also. So he is the chairman of the town committee. So big cities, they are committees, and the supervisor, that means the leader of all those, he is known as mayor. Next morning, when the mayor of the city came out in the morning walk, with him two of his subordinates were also there. They are members in the committee, and quite natural. No? When a leader is saying something, then others also say yes, 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 whatever you say, it is correct, it is the nature. So when that mayor was walking near the statue, he had looked towards the statue and had said that yes, the statue had lost its glamour, now it doesn't look nice, it is so odd looking. Then his subordinates, they also said yes, 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 what he was saying, it is actually right, this is not looking nice now. Then what to do? We had to replace it. Then what they did? First of all, they threw the dead bird in the dustbin, and they had by the order of the mayor, they had taken out the statue from the top place, from the high tall tower in the ground. And now what they thought, they had to break it into pieces, and it was metallic, it was made of lead, one hard metal, so it was not possible simply for them to break it into pieces. So they have used fireplace to break it into pieces. In fire, no, whatever hard metal is there, if we throw it in fire, then it melts. So you can take example of iron also. If you have any iron bar, you put this one in fire, after some times you will find that means it has become too red, and you can give it any shape, it becomes it melts. So thinking that, they also kept the statue of the happy prince in the fireplace. Why? To melt it. But the person who was the supervisor of this fireplace, he was shocked to see one thing, that this is not breaking, this is not melting, the inside part of the statue was not melting, that means the heart of the statue was not melting. So what to do? He had nothing else to do, he had taken the inner part and he had thrown this one in the dustbin, in the same dustbin where the dead body of the swallow was kept. Swallow was thrown. Now both the kind-hearted souls are in the same place. The life of the city, people of the city, the life of the people of the city became normal. Everyone was going here and there. The mayor started his work, and other people are busy in their works. Nobody knows about these two souls, about these two friends, about these two kind hearts. Nobody knows about that, and nobody bothered also about that. Next day, God asked his angels and said, can you bring me the two best things? Can you choose me the two best things from the city? The angels agreed, and they came to the city and had collected the dead bird and the heart of the happy prince statue to the god. When God had seen these two, God said, yes, your choice was 100% right. 100% right, you have chosen the right thing. These are the two best things who was there in the city. I am happy with you. And he allowed the swallow bird to sing in the gardens of the heaven, and he had kept the heart of the happy prince also in the heaven. So you have rightly chosen. Now God has said to his angels, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forever more, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise me. He said that, God said that these two hearts had done a lot of good things in the world, and I am happy with them. That's why I am allowing the bird to sing in my garden of paradise, and I am allowing the heart of the happy prince to be in the garden of my gold, garden of gold which is there in paradise, and there, sitting there, he will praise me. This is all about the story. It was a very nice story. From the story we understood that rich people are rich. They generally do not understand the sufferings and sorrows of the poor people. Poor people are poor. They try to make the rich people understand about their condition, but they cannot because of so many barriers, because of so many problems. I want to say that a lot of rich people are there whose hearts are good, who want to help poor people, who want to upgrade the standard of the poor people, but they do not get proper way to help them. A lot of people are there. They have money, but they want to help. And some examples are also there. In this lockdown period, we have seen so many people are helping others. From that, we can understand their hearts are good. They want to help others. And some very big, some very rich people are there who want to help, but they are not getting appropriate way to help others, help the poor. From this story, we want, that means the writer want us to be kind and generous, because at the end of the story he said that the heart of the happy prince and the swallow bird, they got big reward from God. And if we also do like this, it is sure that we are going to get big rewards from our Creator, from our God. We also will be in peace in the gardens of heaven made by the God. So from the story we have learned that we have to be generous, we have to be kind towards the poor. We should not avoid seeing a poor boy or girl, poor lady or a poor man. Rather we should look towards them. Rather looking towards them, we should help them, and we should thank God also for making us better than them. If we do not look towards them, then this quality will not come to us to thank our God. When we will realize their condition and when we will compare ourselves with them, then only we can realize that we are far better than that, and God has given us this position. For that we should be thankful to God. This is the moral of the story. That means the writer wants to make us thankful to God, and writer wants us to make us kind and generous to help the poor. If all the rich people, if all the people of middle class families, they start helping the poor people, a time will come when there will be no poverty in the country. So I hope that you have understood the story, and I hope that you have understood it by your heart. You will realize the conditions of the poor people, and you will start helping the poor from today onwards. And be sure that if you start helping now, you will get consolation in your heart. If you face any problem in understanding the chapter, you go through the chapter again and again. This is rapid reader. You go through the chapter again and again. It is a nice story. If you face any problem, you can comment in the comment box. I'll reply your question. With that, I'm going to conclude my class. Thank you.